Maybe you've experienced this too. Every year it feels like there's a set that everyone talks about, but I just don't quite get it. In 2022, that was Lion Knight's Castle. Everybody, and I mean everybody, was hyping this thing up, but I didn't see it. It was a cool callback, sure, but how could a simple looking $400 gray wall be eliciting so much praise? Nearly 2 years late to the party, I finally had a chance to build the castle, and it's certainly changed my tune. 4,500 pieces makes for a beast of a set, yet I felt engaged every step of the way. It's a set that more than any others in recent years has really left me feeling inspired. So it got me thinking, with the Lion Knight's Castle and then the recent medieval town square, how else could this kingdom be expanded? Let's take a look at what I came up with. Genuinely a huge thank you to LEGO for sending me many of the parts needed to build this through their Pick-a-Brick service. If you're interested in expanding your own Lion Knight's Castle, or perhaps building your own version of the castle on a budget, Pick-a-Brick is actually the perfect place to do that. Most of the parts for LEGO's original themes end up on the service, so while you won't be able to bulk order clones or anything like that, you can get all the special shields, minifigure torsos, legs, weapons, and even flags that are included in the big castle. But also the flags are $9 for some reason, so maybe just avoid those. Everything else though is pretty reasonably priced. To make sure I ordered all the parts I needed, I went through the back of the instructions for Lion Knight's Castle and tried to hit a lot of the items that I saw included in significant quantities, like those rounded 1x1s in light bluish gray, the claw-like elements for the thatched roofs, and of course plenty of 1x light bluish gray bricks. The idea for a harbor actually came out of a stream Bricking Up Brad had me on, where we discussed the release of the new medieval town square. That particular set's release seemed to tease the idea of ongoing castle expansions, and I'd mentioned the one location I'd like to see in the future would be a harbor. Boats were definitely on my mind as I finished up my island castle mock, and one of my favorite childhood castle sets was Fantasy Era's Skeleton Ship Attack. Quite legitimately, because of Brickworld Chicago, I had just 3 days to build this model. So considering it's the size of the original Lion Knight's Castle, I'm pretty proud of that. It might not have the same level of detail as the official set, but it does include my favorite feature in that it opens up, creating a truly impressive castle that basically consumes my entire table here. Some of my favorite details include the traditional medieval house structures jutting out from the castle. They use the same techniques introduced in 2022, but here with different colors, specifically bright light yellow and blue. It helps separate this mock from the two official sets and adds some great variety when they're all displayed together. Unfortunately, I haven't yet had a chance to add interior, but there's some nice empty rooms just waiting to be filled with accessories once I get around to it. Given more time, there are a few things I would have changed. The big one definitely would be the layout. My scheduling deadlines had me rush the project to such an extent that there was literally no planning, and I made up the castle as I went. And funnily enough, the layout feels eerily similar to my reference model. Actually taking some time to sketch something out may have given me a more unique solution. I also really should have added a back door to get the goods from the dock out to the Lion Knight's Castle. As it is, that might prove a little tricky with no exits. Oops. Otherwise, I'm quite happy with this attempt. With some proper Photoshop doctoring, I bet I could have fooled some people into thinking this was a real LEGO leak. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you're feeling a bit inspired to build your own Lion Knight's Castle expansion. This build was a ton of fun and I'd quite recommend building in this style. You can always reference the Lion Knight's Castle instructions online to help you recreate those iconic details included in the big set. I hope you have yourself a great life, and I'll see you next time.